For nearly 2 decades, we watched her put everything aside. She was the mediator, the calm voice in a household constantly on edge, the one who absorbed chaos to keep the family functioning. But now, everything is changing. Janelle Brown has reportedly made a decision that Kody could never have predicted. This isn't just a breakup, it's a complete rewrite of her story. No cameras, no public spectacle, and most shockingly, no Brown name. The move isn't about drama, it's about liberation. Sources suggest Janelle is planning a wedding, but this isn't a typical sister-wives affair. She has reportedly imposed a strict rule: TLC is banned. Kody is said to be blindsided, left scrambling, and for once, the family patriarch is powerless. After decades of a loveless spiritual marriage, imagining Janelle walking down the aisle with a partner who truly values her is the kind of payoff viewers have been craving. But she's turning her back on money and publicity, choosing privacy and authenticity over fame and fortune. Fans are cheering, but one man is reportedly furious: Kody Brown. You might wonder why Kody is even concerned. The answer lies in his mindset. He sees himself as the benevolent ex-husband, imagining a scene where he smiles for the cameras, gives a speech, and cements his legacy as the good guy. But with cameras banned, Janelle is stripping him of that narrative. She's telling him quite plainly that her life no longer revolves around him. This is not spite, it's freedom. For a narcissist, being ignored is far more painful than confrontation. By taking control of her own story, Janelle is effectively rendering Kody irrelevant. This wedding is more than a ceremony. It's a dismantling of the Brown family empire. Janelle is transitioning from sister-wife to fully independent woman. And dropping the Brown name is the final blow. Think of Christine's televised wedding to David: Woolley, grand, public, a triumph for the cameras. Janelle is charting a completely different course. She isn't broadcasting her happiness, she's protecting it. Rumors describe her new partner as the exact opposite of Kody: private, grounded, and protective. He allegedly values shielding her and her children from the chaos that once defined their lives. The financial implications are huge. By banning cameras, Janelle is walking away from a potential 6-figure TLC payday, a staggering sum that could have secured her future. Yet this choice underscores her growth. She is finally financially independent, untangling herself from Kody's control and proving that her decisions are about love and security, not money. Meanwhile, Kody views life through transactions. To him, events without cameras are meaningless. But Janelle's priorities have shifted from spectacle to reality. The reports paint a stark contrast. Kody thrives on drama, chaos, and public validation, while Janelle's new partner thrives on stability, peace, and privacy. This shift is exposing the cracks in Kody's ego. By choosing this man, Janelle is deliberately stepping away from the toxic patterns that defined her past. She is creating a sanctuary where she can finally breathe. Fans' reactions are telling. Rather than outrage at missing the wedding footage, there's a collective sigh of relief. Supporters recognize that this decision is about protecting Janelle's well-being. Even without cameras, the story is resonating. By breaking the unspoken rule of everything is content, she is redefining the narrative entirely. Kody, however, reportedly sees red. He perceives this as a theft, a loss of control over the storyline he believes he owns. For decades, he has framed the narrative of sister wives around himself. Now, that power is slipping away. With the wedding taking place privately, Janelle controls the images, the guest list, and the story itself. She's asserting boundaries she couldn't enforce in her 30-year marriage. She isn't a supporting character anymore. She's the protagonist of her own life. Then there's the ultimate move, the name change. Dropping the Brown name is a symbolic severing of ties that goes far deeper than paperwork. Within their faith, the name represents connection, legacy, and spiritual bonds. By removing it, Janelle is reclaiming autonomy and spiritually disengaging from Kody's control. He reportedly sees this as a personal affront, a direct challenge to the identity he has long clung to. But in reality, it signals empowerment. Before being Janelle Brown, she was Janelle Shriver, a woman with ambition, intelligence, and independence. By reclaiming that identity, she's erasing the narrative that her worth was defined by her ex-husband. Her new partner is said to be everything Kody is not: quiet, stable, and protective. Where Kody demanded attention and chaos, this man allegedly allows Janelle to flourish. The children reportedly respect and embrace him, a stark contrast to Kody's erratic presence. If reports are accurate, they may even play active roles in planning the wedding, signaling a profound shift in family loyalty. Biology doesn't guarantee respect. Behavior does. Financially, Janelle has been quietly preparing for this moment. While Kody focused on assets like art and property, she was creating a secure foundation, leveraging her understanding of family finances to secure independence. Her move into the RV, once mocked, appears now as a strategic retreat that allowed her to build a war chest and a life of her own. Her Plexus business and other ventures have further insulated her financially, making her unshakable. The wedding, the name change, the financial independence, all of it represents a total deconstruction of Kody's control. Fans are not just watching a ceremony, they are witnessing a woman reclaiming her identity. The Brown dynasty, built on his ego, is crumbling. Janelle's moves are precise, calculated, and irreversible. She's creating a future free from manipulation, choosing love, privacy, and authenticity over spectacle and profit. Even the aesthetic changes reflect this new life. From cluttered chaos to quiet elegance, the imagery of her wedding and home reportedly reflects peace and simplicity, a direct rejection of Kody's controlling environment. It's a visual declaration that she has left the past behind. Meanwhile, Kody is blindsided and powerless. His need for control, his obsession with narrative, and his ego-driven belief that his wife's lives revolve around him are all challenged. The children's alignment with Janelle, the exclusion of cameras, and the strategic secrecy of her plans are eroding his authority completely. He is witnessing a redefinition of the family he tried to dominate, while the women he underestimated flourish independently. Janelle's story isn't just a personal victory. It's a blueprint for breaking free from toxic dynamics. The wedding isn't a spectacle, it's a fortress. The name change isn't vanity, it's liberation. And the backlash from Kody only reinforces the significance of her choices. For viewers, this isn't just entertainment. It's a narrative about empowerment, resilience, and taking control of your own story. As Janelle moves forward, she is leaving behind not just a man, but an entire system designed to contain her. Her freedom is complete emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And the audience, long invested in the saga, finally witnesses the triumph of a woman who refused to be defined by anyone else. For nearly 2 decades, we watched Janelle Brown play the peacemaker. She sacrificed, swallowed her pride, and tried to hold together a family that seemed to be falling apart with each passing season. She was the diplomat, the voice of reason, the one who kept the chaos from spiraling completely out of control. But now, everything is changing and Janelle is taking a stand that no one, not even Kody, saw coming. This isn't just a breakup. This is erasure. No cameras, no reality TV drama. And the most shocking part? She may be removing the Brown name entirely. Sources suggest she's planning a wedding, but this isn't your typical sister-wives spectacle. She's reportedly put her foot down with one rule: TLC cameras are banned. No crew, no cameras, no televised special. Think about that for a moment. After years of living in a marriage that lacked love, after decades of being filmed, judged, and manipulated, Janelle is prioritizing her privacy, her peace, and her happiness over fame and money. She's reportedly choosing love over exposure, security over status. And while fans cheer for her newfound independence, there's one man who is far from happy: Kody Brown. Why is he upset? Because in Kody's mind, he's entitled to witness her milestones. He imagines himself as the benevolent ex, the father of the bride figure, smiling for cameras, delivering speeches, and somehow cementing his legacy one last time. By shutting out the cameras, Janelle denies him this narrative. She's not being petty, she's being free. And for someone like Kody, indifference is far more infuriating than confrontation. This story isn't just about a wedding. It's about dismantling the Brown family dynasty step by step. From decades of financial struggles and emotional labor to finally reclaiming control, Janelle is reportedly taking a path that prioritizes herself above all else. Her decision to ban cameras is a declaration her life no longer revolves around Kody, TLC, or public scrutiny. We have to consider the contrast between Janelle and Christine. Christine's wedding to David Woolley was a public event, a loud, televised celebration of triumph. Janelle's approach is the opposite. She wants her happiness privately, away from cameras, away from the chaos, and, perhaps most importantly, away from Kody. Sources say her new partner embodies everything Kody isn't: private, calm, and focused on her well-being rather than performance or fame. And there's a financial angle that often goes overlooked. Kody's frustration goes beyond pride, it's about control. For years, he has positioned himself as the patriarch, the man who decides the narrative of the Brown family. Every conflict, every milestone, every wedding was under his watchful eye, and he shaped how it was perceived on camera. But now, Janelle is taking control away from him and he can't process it. The sources say Kody is furious because Janelle is reportedly banning cameras from her wedding. He sees this as a loss of power, a theft of the story he believes belongs to him. He envisions himself sidelined, unable to perform the role he thinks he's entitled to, giving speeches, smiling for cameras, being the symbolic father figure. For him, this isn't heartbreak. It's an affront to his sense of authority. Meanwhile, Janelle's choice reflects a complete shift in priorities. She is reportedly selecting a partner who is calm, private, and protective, a man who values her peace above drama, the exact opposite of Kody's chaotic energy. She's choosing a safe harbor instead of the storm she endured for years. This man isn't interested in fame, spin-offs, or social media clout. He's interested in her well-being, her happiness, and her children's security. The implications for the family's finances are huge. TLC reportedly pays handsomely for wedding specials, but by refusing the cameras, Janelle is walking away from a substantial sum, possibly six figures. Yet this decision signals something far more important than money. For decades, she managed the family's finances, handled budgets, and ensured stability while Kody pursued his own ambitions. Refusing the money now demonstrates that she is finally financially independent and no longer reliant on the show or the Brown family resources. This wedding isn't just about love, it's about liberation. By shutting out the cameras and demanding privacy, she is reclaiming autonomy over her life. She is erasing the toxic patterns that Kody thrived on: manipulation, narcissism, and the constant need for control. Her move forces him to confront the reality that his influence over her is gone. Fans are reportedly responding positively to these reports. Social media forums are filled with comments praising her decision, applauding her commitment to her own peace, and celebrating her ability to put herself first after decades of sacrifice. This is a rare moment where fans feel relief instead of voyeuristic curiosity. They don't need to see the wedding to know she has won. They just need to know that Kody isn't there to disrupt her happiness. This new chapter also has a profound effect on the children. Reports suggest that Janelle's sons, who have long struggled with their father's absence and emotional distance, are reportedly embracing her new partner. He isn't there to replace Kody in a superficial way, he's there to be present, supportive, and consistent. For the boys, it's a lesson in healthy relationships and a signal that they are moving into a new era, where the Brown name doesn't define their worth or family structure. This is more than a wedding, it's a statement. By controlling the narrative, banning cameras, and prioritizing privacy, Janelle is sending a clear message: her life is hers to live. Her choices, her joy, and her legacy are no longer up for negotiation. Kody's attempts to reclaim control are futile because the rules of the game have changed. And the real kicker? The name change. Dropping the Brown name is reportedly the final symbolic act of liberation. In the Brown family's religious and cultural context, the surname carries weight far beyond legal identification. It signifies spiritual ties, loyalty, and adherence to a patriarchal structure. By choosing to remove it, Janelle is declaring that she no longer belongs to that system. She isn't just divorcing Kody legally, she is severing spiritual and emotional ties that have bound her for decades. The fallout from Janelle's decisions is rippling through the entire Brown family. Kody, predictably, is struggling to maintain his public image. Sources reveal that he is increasingly isolated, spending hours trying to control narratives online and with media contacts. But the story is no longer his to shape. Every attempt to justify his actions only highlights how much he has lost. Robyn, on the other hand, is reportedly caught in the middle. Publicly, she maintains the image of the supportive wife, the family anchor, but behind the scenes, tensions are boiling. Insider reports suggest that she feels the pressure of being the peacekeeper while Kody spirals. She is navigating a delicate balance between loyalty to her husband and protecting her own reputation, especially as fans scrutinize every move. The family dynamics are shifting in ways that viewers never saw coming. Kody's other wives, Meredith, Christine, and Robyn, are reportedly taking notes on how Janelle has asserted control. Some are quietly inspired, seeing that boundaries and personal autonomy are possible even in the most rigid plural marriage systems. Others are fearful, realizing that defiance comes with consequences, especially when cameras are involved. The tension is palpable. The Brown household, once tightly choreographed for television, is now unpredictable. Fans and insiders alike are fascinated by how this changes the show's narrative. With Janelle stepping away from the cameras, the dynamic that drove sister wives for years is disrupted. Kody can no longer claim the moral high ground or the narrative authority he once wielded. Without Janelle's story to control, viewers are left questioning everything: the family's cohesion, Kody's motives, and the authenticity of the show itself. Meanwhile, the children are reportedly thriving. Sources close to the family describe a sense of relief among them. They are no longer under constant pressure to perform for the cameras or navigate the emotional minefield created by their father's behavior. Janelle's choice of a private, supportive partner has created an environment where they can grow and heal without the constant Intrusion of public scrutiny. Social media has exploded with fan reactions. Comments range from admiration for Janelle's bravery to speculation about the long-term consequences for Kody. Some fans have even started comparing this situation to reality TV power shifts in other famous families, noting how autonomy and self-respect often outweigh money and fame in the long run. The conversation online isn't just about drama, it's about the cultural shift, represented by Janelle reclaiming her life. And the most shocking element? Kody's attempts to counteract this narrative. According to insiders, he has reached out to media outlets, attempting to frame the story in his favor. But each move backfires, revealing more about his need for control and his inability to adapt. Fans are seeing cracks in the image he has carefully curated for years. What was once a confident, commanding patriarch is now a figure struggling to navigate a reality he no longer controls. Janelle's story is more than personal triumph, it's a cultural statement. In a world where reality TV often profits from conflict, her decision to prioritize privacy and peace over exposure is revolutionary. She has proven that one can reclaim personal agency, redefine family relationships, and step into happiness without exploiting drama for attention. Ultimately, the message is clear: the era of Kody Brown's unchecked authority is over. Janelle's choices are reshaping the family landscape, influencing fans, and setting a precedent for how boundaries, autonomy, and personal well-being can and should come before fame or obligation. The ripple effect of Janelle's choices is hitting the family on multiple fronts. Legally, the secret wedding and the name change are creating complications that Kody never anticipated. Property at Coyote Pass, previously a source of tension and control, is now in flux. Insider reports suggest that Janelle is taking steps to secure her financial independence, ensuring that her stake in the land and any inheritance implications for her children are protected. If she demands her share, Kody may be forced to liquidate assets, potentially destabilizing the family empire he worked so hard to construct. The poetic irony isn't lost on fans. The land that caused so much strife could now fund Janelle's new life. Meanwhile, the dynamics among the children are shifting dramatically. Janelle's boys Gabriel, Garrison, and the others are reportedly rallying behind her new partner, showing him respect and trust that Kody never earned. This is a seismic blow to Kody's ego. Biology may have made him their father, but behavior is what earns loyalty. And Janelle's new husband is providing exactly that. The optics of this scenario, a father being quietly replaced in influence by a man who genuinely shows up, is something viewers are calling the ultimate narrative flip. Social media has become a battleground. Fans are split, but overwhelmingly, they are applauding Janelle's boldness. Comments like, "Finally, she gets to be happy on her terms, and this is self-care, not selfishness," dominate forums. Even celebrity gossip outlets are framing the story as a victory for personal agency over manufactured drama. The public sentiment is clear: Janelle has become a symbol of empowerment in a space long dominated by patriarchal control. Kody's response, according to insiders, is escalating in intensity. Reports suggest he is struggling to maintain control over the narrative, contacting media and social circles to insert himself into the story. Each attempt backfires, emphasizing just how irrelevant he has become in the evolving family structure. Without Janelle's storyline to dominate, his presence on the show is less compelling, and the ratings model he relied on is threatened.